And I started writing something for her. And what I started writing for her, I thought was a short story. And I wrote this short story for a while. And then I went, you know, it's obviously not actually a short story, because it's still going on. Probably it's a novelette. So I kept writing this novelette, and then I thought, and I sent an email to Jennifer Brown, my wonderful editor over here, and Jane Morpeth, a wonderful editor across the Atlantic, saying, it's a novella. I'm writing a novella. I'm not really sure what we're going to do with a novella when I'm done, but I am writing a novella. And then I kept writing. And I finished what I thought was a novella. And I finished it in handwriting. It was all notebooks, and I transcribed it and I typed it up. At the end of the typing it up process, I did a word count. And that was followed by a very apologetic email to Jane and Jennifer saying, I have accidentally written a novel. And so it's not quite autobiography, but I definitely ransack a lot of my memories to write it. And all you need to know, I'm going to read you chapter 2. All you need to know before we start the chapter is, well, actually, you don't need to know anything. I'm just going to start the chapter. I was not happy as a child, although from time to time I was content. I lived in books more than I lived anywhere else. Our house was large and many-roomed, which was good when they bought it and my father had money. Not good later. My parents called me into their bedroom one afternoon, very formally. I thought I must have done something wrong and was there for a telling off. But no. They told me only that they were no longer affluent, that we would all need to make sacrifices, and that what I would be sacrificing was my bedroom, a little room at the top of the stairs. I was sad. My bedroom had a tiny little yellow wash basin they put in for me, just my size. The room was above the kitchen and immediately up the stairs from the television room, so at night I could hear the comforting buzz of adult conversation coming from below through my half-open door, and I did not feel alone. Also, in my bedroom, nobody minded if I kept the hall door half open, allowing in enough light that I was not scared of the dark, and just as important, allowing me to read secretly after my bedtime, using the dim hallway light to read by, if I needed to. I always needed to. Exiled to my little sister's huge bedroom, I was not heartbroken. There were already 3 beds in there, and I took the bed by the window. I loved that I could climb out of that bedroom window onto the long brick balcony, that I could sleep with my window open and feel the wind and the rain on my face. But we argued, my sister and I, argued about everything. She liked to sleep with the door to the hall closed, and the immediate arguments about whether the bedroom door should be open or shut was summarily resolved by my mother writing a chart that hung on the back of the door, showing that alternate nights were mine or my sister's. Each night I was content or I was terrified, depending on whether the door was open or closed. My former bedroom at the top of the stairs was let out, and a variety of people passed through it. I viewed them all with suspicion. They were sleeping in my bedroom using my little yellow basin that was just the right size for me. There had been a fat Austrian lady who told us she could leave her head and walk around the ceiling. An architectural student from New Zealand, an American couple whom my mother, scandalized, made leave when she discovered that they were not actually married. And now there was